Welcome to Junior Water Wars. Our first event are the canoe races. In the first heat, we have A.R. Rodriguez, Ali Cruz, and Cinco Flores.
Yeah, that's fine.
And they're off, and Cinco getting a good push. Cinco throwing the oar out of the canoe using his arms. That is an immediate disqualification. Ali following suit, and A.R.'s the only one with his oar, doing the best he can to get across. Cinco thinks he's won the race, but he has been disqualified for cheating. A.R. in the center of the pool all by himself. He's the only one that obliged by the rules. The winner by disqualification is A.R. Moving into our second heat, we have Cody, Just, and Josh. The race is about to start. And they're off. And look at this. Josh has just flipped Joshua out of his canoe. That should be a disqualification, but the judges are going to go ahead and allow that. Joshua struggling to get back in the canoe. Cody actually seems to be ahead of the group, but Just is coming up and passing all the competitors. Just is almost across the pool. Joshua's still having trouble getting into the canoe. And Just has won the second heat. Our last and final heat is going to put the Mighty Mites into action. In our third and final heat, we have Jetty Poo versus Eliza versus London and JJ. And they're off, and London's getting a good start. Eliza taking the lead. Eliza getting overconfident, and she flips out of the raft. Eliza being disqualified, or actually eliminated from the competition for falling out of her raft. She's visibly upset for being eliminated. London Lump is going ahead of the group. And Jetty Poo is on the opposite end trying to get ahead. It looks like JJ's going to step in and take over Eliza. London Lump doing her best to get across. Jetty Poo still in the center, and there we see JJ getting in midway through the race to substitute for the crying Eliza. London almost at the other end of the pool. Jetty Poo slightly behind her, and JJ is catching up to Jetty Poo. This is a tight race. They're almost at the end of the pool, but they don't seem to be going anywhere. I could see Jetty's mother, Princess Honey, wanting to help her son, but if she's so much as set near the end of the pool, her son will be disqualified like Cinco. And there you see Cinco. It looks like Cinco's trying to lend a hand to help his little brother Jetty get across, but Cinco knows the rules. If he lends his hand, Jetty Poo gets disqualified. JJ doing his best. And there's London. It looks like all three of them are neck and neck, but they're not going anywhere. They're compromised with the oars. Hey, but this is building their skill set. Look at there's Cinco trying to pull Jet in, but Cinco knows that all the cameras are on him right now. And London looks like she's got a slight little lead. Yes, London has the lead, and London has made it across the pool first. The winner is London. Then there's JJ. And Jetty Poo coming in second. And Jetty Poo crying as usual when he doesn't win. Jetty Poo, this is Water Wars, not Waterworks. Moving into our second event, we have the pool mat races. In Heat 1, we have Joshua De La Garza, A.R. Rodriguez, and Ali Cruz. And they're off, and it looks like Joshua getting an immediate lead. Ali and A.R. look like they're just paddling on the water. They don't look like they're moving much at all. Joshua taking the quick lead. Ali and A.R. still in the center of the pool. Looks like they're bumping each other off. And Joshua makes quick work of the brother and sister duo of Ali and A.R. Joshua, the winner of the first heat, he will be going into the finals. Our next heat is going to feature newcomer Destiny. She'll be going up against Cinco and Just. Let's see how well this new Destiny girl does. And they're off. It looks like Destiny getting a slight lead. Cinco almost slipping off of the wrap, but Just is pulling up ahead of Destiny and Cinco. Just, they all look like they're doing good, but Just makes it across first, Cinco, and then Destiny comes in third. Just advancing to the finals. In our third and final preliminary heat, we have the pole mat races Tristan Chapa, Isaiah, and AR wanting a second shot at the title. And they're off, and it looks like Isaiah is taking no prisoners. He has broken ahead of the pack. Tristan having all sorts of trouble, and AR still paddling in place. Isaiah makes it across, and he will be advancing into the final round for the gold medal. And there we see Tristan falling off the mat. And finally, AR makes it across the pool. Our winner for this contest, Isaiah. There's the lovely Rebecca Reyes, the prize hooker. She'll be handing the medal to the winner of the finals. Isaiah, Just, and Joshua De La Garza are going to do battle for the finals and the medal for the Event of Pool Wars competition. And Just having no problem getting way ahead of the pack. Just as a natural-born athlete, he of course wins the medal. Just is the champion of the pole mat races, and now we're going to move into our final event, the swimming sprints. In our first heat, we have Ali Cruz, AR Rodriguez, and Cinco Flores. And they're off, and Ali and Cinco are getting a good start. Poor little AR is floundering in the back. And it's a dead even heat between Ali and Cinco. Ali's a pretty tough competitor for being a girl. Cinco makes it to the edge first, as does Ali. Cinco wins, and AR coming in third. Our next heat's going to put Just versus Isaiah versus Joshua. The winner of this goes on into the finals to face Super Cinco. And they're off, and immediately Isaiah is getting a lead, but now Just is coming from behind. Just has passed Isaiah. Josh nowhere to be found. It looks like Isaiah is going to go into the finals to face Cinco. And now we're in the finals. It's going to be Cinco Flores and Just, and we went ahead and let Ali Cruz, since she came in very close, to compete for the finals. Ali, the only girl in this competition, is doing very well for herself. Just is just a little too strong for the other two competitors. Just looks like he's going to take another championship medal. Ali and Cinco doing a good job, but Just has won the swim. Well, that concludes our Water Wars Junior program for today. Here are the results. In the first heat of the canoe races, AR takes the gold medal. Both Ali and Cinco get disqualified, giving them each the silver and the bronze. In the second heat of the canoe races, Just takes the gold medal, Cody takes the silver, and Joshua, by falling out of the canoe, is disqualified, receives the bronze medal. In the third heat of the canoe races, London gets the gold, Jet gets the silver, JJ gets the bronze, and by falling out of her canoe and being disqualified, Eliza gets the copper. In our pole mat races, Just takes home the gold, Isaiah the silver, and Joshua De La Garza the bronze. And in our final event, the swimming sprints, again Just takes home the gold, Cinco the silver, and Ali the bronze medal. Coming up next at Water Wars 2012, Water Wars. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome to Water Wars 2012. Today you will see the three teams of 70s, 80s, and 90s compete in 4 exciting aquatic events to crown Water Wars Champion 2012. Representing Team 70s, led by Al Salinas, Mary Lou Salinas, Laura Luna, Becky the Bitch, Mr. Ruben, and Richard G. Team 80s is led by Chato Flores, Jacob Dominguez, Lucas Dominguez, El Churro, Foxy Roxy, and the Thug Or. And representing Team 90s, led by Rebecca Reyes, Gabriela Mojada, Eric Trevina, Jessica Martinez, and Diego Galindo.
So which team is taking home the Commissioner's Cup? We'll find out when we come back. Our first event at Water Wars 2012, the Double Tube Races. In our heats today, we'll have Team 70s take on Team 80s, Team 80s take on Team 90s, and Team 90s take on Team 70s. Each heat is worth 50 points for first and 25 for second. At the end of the contest, the team with the most points will receive an additional 100, 75, and 50 points. In Heat 1, we'll see Team 70's Mary, Lucifer, and Al take on Jacob and Foxy Roxy. In Heat 2, we'll see 80's Chato and Thug Girl against 90's Diego and Jessica. And our final heat, Team 90's Eric and Gabriela Mojada will take on 70's Mr. Ruben and Becky the Bitch. Let's go to our first race. There you see Al and Mary Lucifer. Al and Mary Lucifer will be taking on Foxy Roxy and Jacob. This is Foxy Roxy's first Water Wars competition ever. The race is about to commence.
On your mark. Get set. Go.
And they're off. And it looks like they're both starting out even Steven. Mary Lou and Al with a slight advantage. Mary Lou and Al pulling up ahead of Foxy Roxy and Jacob. It looks like Foxy Roxy's a little compromised there. Jacob, with his strong arms, is actually propelling too much water into Foxy Roxy's face, therefore blinding her. So he's pretty much holding his team. Mary Lou and Al working as a cohesive unit, getting to the edge of the pool first. Jacob falling out of the tube, and that gives 70's 50 big old points in the first match. In heat number 2, we have an interesting team, a policeman, Chato, and Thug Girl, against two jocks from Uvalde High School, Diego and Jessica.
On your mark. Get set. Go.
And they're off to a good start, but it looks like Thug Girl and Chato are taking the immediate lead. It seems like Diego's long hair is weighing him down, preventing him to gain any speed. But Chato and the Thug Girl, for being a cop and a thug, are actually working well together. Jessica and Diego still struggling. This is their first time competing in this event. These are actually two Water Wars All-Stars. I'm surprised they're compromised, but Chato and Thug Girl take the race, giving Ages 50 points and Team 90's 25. On to our next race. Our final heat of this event will feature 90's Eric and Gabriela Mojada taking on Mr. Ruben and Becky the Bitch. And they're off. And look at Gabriela Mojada. She's splashing water in Ruben's face. That's not very sportsmanlike. But by her doing that, she's not paying attention that her float is actually crashing into the rope. Eric doing all the work, but Gabriela Mojada is insisting on cheating. But now that gives Becky and Ruben the advantage, and they're pulling ahead of Gabriela Mojada and Eric. Gabriela Mojada and Eric have a history of never winning this competition. And now Becky and Ruben pull ahead of Gabriela Mojada and Eric, and they win the race. And Gabriela Mojada is not very happy about it. Gabby expressing her grievance. And Becky the Bitch pulls her off of the tube to shut her up. Well, in this event, Team 70s walks away with 100, Team 80s with 75, and Team 90s with 50. An additional 100 points for Team 70s, 75 for 80s, and 50 for Team 90s. Overall score for Water Wars 2012, 70s leading at 200, 80s at 150, and 90s at 100. Our next event at Water Wars 2012, the Pull Mat Races. Each race is worth 100, 75, and 50 points. At the end of the event, 175 and 50 additional points will be given to their respective teams. In Heat number 1, representing Team 70's, Becky the Bitch. For Team 80's, Thug Girl, and Team 90's, Rebecca Reyes. And in Heat 2, Team 70's has newcomer Richard G. Shot the floaters for the 80's, and Go Diego Go for the 90's.
Get set.
And we're getting ready for our first heat. And they're off. And Rebecca Reyes is getting an immediate lead over Becky the Bitch and Thug Girl. Thug Girl is not even on the device correctly. Becky is catching up to Rebecca Reyes. Rebecca Reyes looks like she's slowing down. And Becky the Bitch has passed Rebecca Reyes. Becky the Bitch taking the lead. Thug Girl trailing in third. She's out of this one. But it looks like Becky the Bitch is going to give Team 70s 100 big old points. Rebecca Reyes coming in second for 75. And Thug Princess coming in third for 50 points. Our next and final heat for this event puts in 70s newcomer Richard G against 80s Chato and 90s Go Diego Go. Chato's going to get a running start, which is fair. And with the running start, he actually gets the advantage, passing up Go Diego Go and Richard. Go Diego Go falls off of the mat. Chato just gliding across the pole effortlessly. Richard struggling a little bit, but it looks like Team 80 is going to finally win a race. And they get 100 points, Team 70s at 75, and Diego with Team 90s at a measly 50. With the combined score for both teams, Team 70s gets 175, 80s at 150, and 90s at 125. An additional 175 and 50 points is added to each team. And the overall score for Water Wars, Team 70s is at 475, Team 80s at 375, and 90s at 275. Our next event at Water Wars 2012, the Kayak Relay. Representing Team 70s, we have Al Salinas, Laura Luna, Becky the Bitch, and Richard G. Team 80s is dispatching Lucas Dominguez, the Thug Girl, El Churro, and Chato Flores. And rounding out Team 90s, Gabi La Mojada, Rebecca Reyes, Eric Trevino, and Go Diego Go. Points for this event: first gets 300, second 200, and third 100. And they're off, and it looks like Satanas Dominguez is taking the lead for Team 80s. Gabi La Mojada a little compromised there. Uncle Al having all sorts of trouble. And it looks like Satanas is going to make it across the pool first. He'll be handing off to Thug Girl. Thug Girl getting into the water instead of into the boat. Surprise, surprise. She can't do this event the right way. Well, Thug Girl has the lead, but let's see for how long she can keep it. Gabi La Mojada has traded off with Rebecca Reyes. And now Laura Luna taking second place, passing up Rebecca Reyes. And now she's passing up Thug Girl. It looks like 70s is taking the lead. Rebecca all tied up in the ropes. Thug Girl just spinning around in all sorts of directions. And now she's on her stomach. That's not the way this game is played. But then again, this is not as easy as it looks. Rebecca causing Thug Girl to almost capsize, giving 90s an unfair advantage. Thug Girl still trying hardest to get control of the raft. And Laura Luna is tied up on the ropes. She had a good lead, but now she's stuck on the ropes. Laura Luna not knowing what to do. Rebecca Reyes finally getting some sort of control over the kayak. She'll be handing off to Eric Trevino. Laura Luna still in all sorts of trouble, and Thug Girl is nowhere to be seen.
You gotta alternate.
Laura Luna looks like she's giving up. Rebecca Reyes almost on the other side of the pole, giving 90s a nice lead. Laura Luna is still having trouble. And now Rebecca has made it across, and Eric Trevino will now take over and take the lead. Thug Girl finally making it across. And now Eric Trevino is over halfway across the pool. He'll be handing off to Go Diego Go for the anchor leg. And Go Diego Go gets into the boat. Let's see how good he is at rowing kayaks. Go Diego Go immediately has trouble. And Churro, also known as Jonathan Creature, has taken the boat from Thug Girl, and he is making up ground. And still, Laura Luna is nowhere to be found. And Churro knocking Diego into the ropes and kicking it backwards. Laura Luna, for the second year in a row, has caused her team to be one leg behind. And now Chato, the anchor for Team 80s, is in the boat. If he can pass Go Diego Go, he will take the lead and probably the race. But now Chato is having all sorts of trouble as well. Bouncing off of the walls. And Becky the Bitch finally gets to take off from Laura Luna. And looks like Chato and Team 80s win the kayak relay. And 300 big old points. And there we see Diego still caught up on the ropes. Becky the Bitch finally making it to the other side for the anchor, Richard G. And Richard G is about to jump into the kayak and stroke across. We need to finish the race in order to get the points. Go Diego Go finally on the other side. Team 80s takes it with 300. 90s gets 200 and 70s at 100. It is now time for the Water Wars 2012 elimination tally. And the first event, Team 70's combined score was 100, Team 80's 75, and Team 90's 50. An additional 100 points was given to Team 70's, 75 to the 80s, and 50 to the 90s. After the first event, Team 70's leads by 200, 80s at 150, and 90s at 100. In the second event, Team 70's combined score 175, 80s at 150, and 90s at 125. 100 additional points to Team 70's, 75 for the 80s, and 50 for the 90s. After two events, Team 70's leads 475, Team 80's at 375, and Team 90's at 275. In the kayak relay, Team 80's takes it with 300, 90's coming in with 200, and 70's at 100. Score after three events, 80's at 675, 70's at 575, and 90's at 475. After the tally of scores by the lovely Vanessa Forbes, we have our elimination from the contest and the eliminated team, Team 90s. Team 90s have been booted out of the competition. This is going to force a jousting finale as Team 80s does battle with Team 70s. We'll be right back in just a moment. Well, this is what it's all come down to, the Water Wars 2012 finale. The pool jousting competition. Team 80s will be taking on Team 70s for the championship and the winner of Water Wars 2012. Each team will put up 5 in a best of 5 competition. In the first bout, we will see Team 70s Becky the Bitch take on Team 80s Thug Girl. In bout number 2, Team 70s will put up Laura Luna against Team 80s Foxy Roxy. In the third bout, Team 70s will dispatch Richard G against Team 80s Chato Flores. In the fourth bout, Team 70s Al Salinas will take on Team 80s El Churro. And in the fifth and final bout, if needed, Pretty Rudy will take on Lucas Satanas Dominguez. We're getting ready for our first bout as Team 70s Becky the Bitch will go in and do battle with Team 80s Thug Hooker. And the match has started and Thug Hooker loses her balance. Becky the Bitch giving her a pummeling. Becky the Bitch taking the first bout. And that is giving 70s 1, Team 80s 0. And our next bout, we have Team 70s Laura Luna going in there against Foxy Roxy. Foxy Roxy having trouble balancing herself on the log. Laura Luna's ready to go. Laura's got her game face on. Let's see if she has what it takes to knock Foxy Roxy off of her high horse. The match is ready to start. And Laura uses her weight to knock Foxy Roxy off of her log. That gives Team 70s another win. Foxy Roxy loses the match. And now that gives 70s 2-0. Our next heat's going to put Chato Flores going up against Richard G. If Richard G wins this, 70s will clean sweep the 80s. So Chato desperately needs to win this one to keep his team in contention for the championship. And they're off. And both men going at it. Richard giving powerful swings. Chato swinging like a girl. And Richard gives him 1, 2, and a shot to the face, knocking Chato out. Richard wins it for Team 70s, and they have clean swept the 80s. 80s is going home empty-handed. But in this match, you got to admit that there's no way a cop could beat a U.S. Marine. We'll be right back with a trophy presentation in just a minute.
Okay, everybody, thank y'all for coming to Water Wars. I'm going to present the winning team, Team 70s, with a trophy. And all I have to say is that 80s suck. And, well, we spanked the 90s, and what else? What do y'all gotta say?
Just they suck.
You have a full year to practice.
Yeah, train
next year.
Train and lots of beer. Woo! That's it.
It was violent. Very violent. Too much for me to handle, actually. But it was fun. I had a good time.
Good.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, sir.
How do you think your daughter did on the races?
Thank you.
All right.
I just want to thank everybody. All the little people had to step on to get here. But all of y'all suck. Practice for next year. Peace. Sushi.
I just want to say that every year our lead gets bigger and bigger. More guys. We're getting older, or need I say, we're getting better.
Well, I had the stomach bug yesterday, but I think I did pretty damn well for having the stomach bug.
John, how was Water Wars this year?
It was badass.
It was your first time competing in a Water Wars?
Yes.
And how do you feel you did?
All right. Maybe better next year.
And what prevented you from being in Water Wars?
Pretty fucking high right now.
You were tired from airing out those kayaks because you're full of hot air.
It was fair this year. Nobody cheated.
Of course,
Who won?
from the 70s did.
The 70s, well, y'all suck.
It was nice. Nobody cheated. Supporting that.
First.
I'm the best, and I'm always going to be the best.
It was good. Except for my daughter being disqualified, cheater.
Aubrey, I'm gonna spank you. No, I'm just kidding, my baby. You know what?